Electric Adventures here with a slightly different pickup video. As many of you will know, I'm a software developer by trade. I also work on lots of homebrew titles for the mostly 8-bit systems, and of course to do that I need a computer to do it on. I mostly use laptops, and I got a fairly powerful one a bit over 2 years ago. It was pretty good and it had a fairly powerful. I always get i7 type machines, and it had an NVIDIA chipset in it as well. Hello Cat, it was part of the video. That laptop has been going quite well, except my granddaughter dropped it right on the corner. Didn't break the screen, but it seems to have adjusted its cooling. So it's new laptop time, and I thought I'd show you guys what I got. I have been, my main work, where I get my main income from, supplies me with a Microsoft Surface Studio, which is quite a powerful machine, and I have a Microsoft Surface dock that I use to hook up to a couple of screens. So when my iPad was getting a bit long in the tooth, I bought a second-hand Microsoft Surface 8, which is a small tablet one with a pop-down keyboard. And that's good for when I travel and go to the shack and things like that. But for my general laptop that I want for my own use, I want a better keyboard and a slightly bigger system. I am getting a little bit older and need the glasses and things like that. So to match the other stuff and to get a little bit more power, I also found the Surface, the Surface pad with a little bit underpowered with a couple of things. Even though it's got an i7 in it, it also only has 16 gig of RAM. The development stuff that I use uses a lot of RAM, so it's better to have more of that, and a slightly bigger hard drive. So I chose another Microsoft product, and it comes in this very boring box. What we'll do, we'll put the camera down to have a proper look at it, and it's a Surface Laptop 5. So let's unbox it together and see what it's like. A bit of a down angle there. Right, let's open up the box. So it comes in this quite plain shipping box, which is fine. It means you don't care whether it gets outside scruffed up and shipping labels put over it. And you also got a lot of waste things too. So open him up, and we're straight into the bits of it. So we've got a protecting inner sleeve here. So that's the actual laptop itself. Comes in a nice little protective sleeve actually. So I've got the black unit. This is the thing, there are, I believe, 5 different finishes you can get these in. But most of the finishes do not come in 32 gig or are not available stock wise. Or only come with 256 gig SSD. So this one is 32 gig and 512 gig SSD. So I've got the black one. It's not too bad. My last laptop was black. First look inside. It's not too bad feeling thing. It's gone and turned itself on straight away. There, so you guys can see. So obviously this is going to be first fire up, so it's going to, and I have no idea what the batteries are going to be like. I don't know how much charge they've put in them. So while that's doing the first fire up, I thought I'd flip to show you what else you get in the box. So underneath we have 2 compartments. We have this little one here, which is probably just going to be a little Microsoft Surface 5 and your terms and conditions. And this is just basically go to support.microsoft.com and a really basic overview of the laptop. So it has, so we'll look at the ports more in a second, a USB-A, a USB-C, a headphone socket, obviously a power connector, which is the Surface Lightning connector, and double microphones, and two cameras on the top as well. And hopefully in our other little compartment will be our power cord. So we have an Australian plug already in there, no mucking around with different ones, which is good. And we have the plug pack. It's actually quite small. So it has the surface lightning connector, which is common between them, between all the machines, which is really good. So we can use it for any of the servers at home. It has an extra little USB here. That's for charging other devices. That's not for connecting USBs to the machine. But if you wanted to charge your phone or something like that off that, then we simply pop that in there. We've got power cord, but it's very, very light. Doesn't weigh, it virtually weighs nothing at all. So that is all that's in the box. So let's have a closer look at the laptop itself. Okay, so just a closer look at those ports. So on this side we have a USB-A and a USB-C and a microphone jack. Put that fairly close. Because it's black, it's going to be a little hard to see. There's nothing along the back. And on this side all we have is the lightning dock connector, and the laptop is very light. I can hold that in one hand and my bad hand quite comfortably. So what I might do is I'll just do a little bit of the initial setup, and then we can have a bit of a look at it. Right, so we've gotten through the first turn on and registration stuff. The screen is nice and clear. A bit of reflection when it was turning on, but you can't see me in the reflection now, so it's anti-glare's pretty good. So out of the box turn on, and after it's done all that mucking around, it's still got 45% remaining, which is pretty good. So I've got the cable here. So the really good thing about these, they're magnetic, it just clips in and away you go. It reckons, yeah, so it's charging and everything like that. Honestly, I haven't installed any particular apps. Comes with Microsoft Edge, which is the Chromium version built in. I'll be installing some other things. It is restoring the settings from my other tablet as we're doing this. But if we go in and go to our settings, so it's got a 12th gen Intel i7 1265U, which has a 2.7 gigahertz frequency, 32 gig of RAM, which should be plenty for me. Yep, and it's currently up to date. It has a 512 gigabyte SSD, which gives you 575 free when empty, and we've already eaten up 50 gig just in Windows, and I think it's already got Office installed on it. I have an Office license. You can see OneDrive there, things popping up and down. Right, after much interference from the cat, we have a benchmark on there, so give it a test. So this is one of the very latest mobile i7 cores, so it actually has more available cores. So our final results, it reckons at 65% just desktop, 18% workstation and 90% gaming, so rated as a surfboard in both of those categories. So yeah, Surface laptop, and there we go. So 12th gen Intel Core i7, so up in the 52% area. Of course, it's only got the Intel Iris graphics. Now, I'm not going to be doing any serious gaming on this laptop. This is purely for software development and working on writing books and things like that. And it reckons the drive's pretty good, and the memory performance is pretty good. And get out of that. So I quite like the screen. The keyboard feels reasonably comfortable using it, obviously installing a couple of things. I have my email and Word on there now. So here's the latest chapter of the book that I'm working on. So I'm working on programming games for the NES. We're working on chapter 8 at the moment, which is progressing quite nicely, about 1/3 done. Now I need to install the full Visual Studio on here, and for my normal desktop development, and Visual Studio Code for my retro development, and a few other tools. Git tool. There's various Git tools. Obviously my own graphic editor. I'll probably put Google Chrome on here as well. Edge is Chromium, but it does have some slight annoyances. But it looks pretty good, and will serve me for quite some time. And it's enough power with a decent keyboard for me to take around, sit on the couch or dock it in my work area when I want more screens and a proper keyboard. And it should have sufficient power for me to do all of those things and not worry about it, and also have a decent amount of space and memory, so it should be able to do all those things quite well. So it's a bit of a different video for me, but I thought I might as well show you my new laptop and tell you what I thought about it. Alright, I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.